Popping bottle champagnes all night. Running up your mouth like it's all fine. She looking like a she looking like a in a skirt tie. 또 뭔데 자꾸 어쩌고 저쩌고.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Rebecca Kaur, and in this video I'm gonna tell you guys all about the features and the updates which came with the software update of iOS 16. And without wasting any time, we're gonna get started because the list is way too long. So the first thing we're gonna get started with are wallpapers. So we're gonna go to the settings app, head to wallpapers, and we're gonna get started with add new wallpaper. And there are many options here. The first thing we're gonna start with is photos. I'm gonna go with the wallpapers that I created a few days back. Here they are, and my favorite is this one, so we're gonna start with this. It's actually a cat from the brand Chamberlain Coffee. I absolutely love it. It's so adorable. So all the credits go to the creators of that coffee brand. I just added this whole new thing to it, which is called It's a Good Day to Be Alive. And these are all the filters which we can apply to our wallpapers, but I'm gonna go with the original because that's much better. Let's talk about the fonts which came with this update. They are so cute. I am so glad that now we have the options to change the font, customize our home screen. I'm gonna go with this one. And we can also change the color of those fonts. So let's go with something which matches with the picture on the wallpaper. And this is the perfect match. And the good thing is that if we change the color of the font on the lock screen, then the widget colors change as well and they match up with that font. Let's put up some widgets. Now the list of the widgets that we have here is quite underwhelming, I would say. There are not many options here, but I think this is only the beginning and new options will come up sooner or later. So we're gonna wait for that. So we have widgets such as weather, air quality, rain forecast, battery percentage, home lights, reminders, Apple Watch widgets, and some of the apps have already accustomed itself to the iOS 16 update. One of my water tracking app is already working with it, so I have an option to add that widget on my lock screen. So first one is that widget. The second widget is of the rain forecast, and then I have the weather widget. But I want to have a bigger widget like this on my lock screen. I need to make a space for it, so I can only have two smaller widgets and one bigger widget. So there we go, like that. And I think it looks perfect like this. And not just that, we also have the option to choose what we want to see, where the date and the day is displayed. So we're going to tap on that, and then we're going to get many options from the calendar widget, reminders widget, the clock widget, the Apple Watch widget, and then we have the stocks widget as well, which I don't want to see. And then I have this water llama widget, which I said is my water tracking app. And then we have the weather widget, where we have options such as UV index, weather, and we have the moon phase widget as well. And I love that, so I'm gonna go for that for this lock screen, I guess. So yes, I think it looks perfect now, and we're gonna save it. But before that, there is this option called depth mode, which is there if we click on the three dot icon. This, and it's not going to work on this one because my lock screen doesn't have a proper subject, so we're going to talk about it in the later part of this video. So once we do that, we save it, there is an option to customize the home screen as well. We can blur it so that whatever is on our home screen is properly visible to us, and we can even unblur it and keep it original as it is. We can choose to have just a plain color, solid color on our background of the home screen, or we can just choose a different picture altogether. So I think I'm gonna go with the original one. I think it would be great if we had the choice to choose what amount of blur we want on our home screen, but I guess we will wait for that. And now one lock screen wallpaper set is complete, and I'm quite satisfied with it. I love it. Let's prepare one more set and see which wallpaper I'm gonna go for. Add new wallpaper, go to photos. And I think that let's try this one. Okay, so it does look good, no doubt, but let's see how the other one looks like. So I think this one looks good. I got this picture from Google, changed the background, put my whole Starbucks feel to it, and I think this one looks good. So I'm gonna go for that. And I'm gonna do all the process all over again for the widgets and for the time font and everything. So I'm not gonna explain you all again because you already know what's it all about. So this time I'm gonna go for the blur effect on the home screen just to show you guys how it looks like and what difference does it make if you go for the blurred one. So this is how it looks like. It is much easier on eyes, no doubt. Makes the whole process of viewing the icons on the home screen much easier, but I like the non-blurred version, so I'm gonna go for that. And now this is how you access the whole set of home screen and lock screen. You just long tap on the lock screen and then you view all the sets that you have made, and you can switch just by tapping on them. It's that easy. And if you want to delete any, just swipe up and delete it if you don't need it anymore. And I'm gonna go for this one right now. Moving on to the next type of wallpaper that we have in this update of iOS 16, it's called Photo Shuffle, which literally means that your wallpaper and lock screen will keep on shuffling between your favorite photos that you have selected in this category. So we're gonna go ahead and select the photos that we want to shuffle, and I'm gonna go with those 3 photos that I made for my wallpaper sets. So now they will keep shuffling, and I do have the option to select the time period for their shuffle, and if I tap on the grid icon, which is in the bottom left hand side corner, I'll be able to add more pictures to it or delete them according to my choice. And then we have emojis. So in this type of wallpaper set, we will be able to put our 2, 3, 4 favorite emojis together, and they will just form a pattern which will be different in size and designs. For example, this one is the spiral one, and we can also change the background color. I'm gonna go for the mint because it looks beautiful. This one is the small grid and it's my favorite, and we're gonna just save it. And that's that. This is how it looks like. And this is one of my favorites. I was actually very excited when I was seeing the event of Apple when this update got released. And the next one that we have is weather, which basically shows the live weather of your live location as an animated wallpaper, and it looks very beautiful when it's raining, trust me. And then the next one that we have is astronomy, which is a collection of beautiful set of high definition images of our solar system, our planet, our moon. The Earth one looks so beautiful, and then we have the far look of our moon, and this one is the closer look. The moon one is my most favorite. I love this astronomical body of ours. And then we have the solar system. And if we just zoom out of the closer view of our Earth, then it shows the position of Sun in accordance to our planet, and it's just so gorgeous to look at. And it also shows the position of where you at on this planet. It shows your country. And let me just show you guys how it looks as lock screen wallpaper. And when you just swipe up, it beautifully just goes down as planet. It just like moves smoothly a little bit down, so it looks really nice. And then we also have some featured wallpapers by Apple. If we don't want to go through the whole process of making a new wallpaper by scratch, choosing fonts and all that thing, then we can just do that. And let me just show you guys how the depth effect works. So if we just turn it off, the time will resurface in the front, and if we just turn it on, the time will beautifully go backwards. You will still be able to see the time, but yeah, it will give a beautiful effect. And now we are done with the whole crash course of how to set wallpapers on iOS 16. So we're gonna move to more features. We're gonna go to settings, sound and haptics, keyboard sounds, and we're gonna turn on the haptic effect. And I'm just going to show you guys how it looks like. So this haptic effect works so nice. Like when I'm typing, the whole haptic sound makes it much more exciting. And I think that I'm just going to keep it on forever. I know that there were some people who don't like this tick 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 sound, but I absolutely love it. And this whole haptic effect just adds more to the whole scene. And now I'm just gonna take one small break and take a bite of my croissant. It's yummy. I do get that as well. And now moving on to more settings, we're gonna go to our Wi-Fi. You know how frustrating it is when someone comes to our place and asks for our Wi-Fi password, but we don't remember what it is. But it's not going to be a problem anymore because with iOS 16 update, we do have the option to view our Wi-Fi's password. We just have to tap on the info icon besides our Wi-Fi's name and we will have access to it. Moving on to the next update which came with iOS 16 is having the option to view our battery percentage along with the indicator. I think that's something which was much needed, so we don't have to guess how much battery is left. And the next amazing thing which happened with iOS 16 update is more Memoji poses for our contacts. This is what they look like. These 3 of them are quite new. And this one is so cute, I love it. And then we have some stickers which came with iMessage update, but we're not going to focus on them right now. We're going to talk about it in the iMessage section. For now, these 3 are new poses for setting up as our contact pictures. I'm going to go for this one, set the background color, and I think let's go with this, or maybe this. So let's save it. And it's done. And now going to our health app. So there is quite a big change which happened in the health app with this update, and I love it. So we all have to have some medicines at times, whether they are supplements or maybe because we are sick and we have to take some kind of medication for some time. So now we can just save it in our health app, and the health app will remind us to have those medications on time. So for example, I take vitamin B12 supplements on daily basis. So I'm gonna save its name. I'm gonna say what kind of shape it has, tablet, pill, powder, liquid, gel form, whatever it is. So it's a tablet, so I'm gonna go for that. And then we have to choose the medication strength, which is an option because sometimes we don't know what is the strength of medication, so I'm going to skip this. And then it will ask us that when is the right time to have it for us. So I'm going to take it, I do take it after the breakfast, so I'm going to save it like 12 in the PM. And now around this time, the app will remind me to have this medicine. And then we have the option to choose its shape. There are many options to choose from, honestly. Okay, I'm gonna go for this. And then we have to choose the color. So first we'll choose the color background, and then we have to choose the color of the pill. So that's that. It will make it easier to just see visually which medicine the app is talking about. And if we want to give it a short name, then we're gonna give it that. Although it's optional, you don't have to do it. And then done. And with that, this app doesn't just send reminders, it also keeps a log of how frequently are we having this medicine. Are we missing out on some days or not? And if we are, then it's better to be back on track. The next feature which came with iOS 16 update is a better way to dictate your iPhone to type it out for you. For example, if you're texting someone but you cannot type, then you just have to turn on the dictation and tell your iPhone to write out the message for you, and iPhone will do that. But the good thing with this update is that while you're dictating your iPhone to type something for you, it will not get rid of the keyboard, which is very important because sometimes we have to write few things on our own because iPhone sometimes messes up. So the keyboard will be right there, you won't need to find it, so you just have to type the correction and you will be able to send it. Also with this update, we can even tell the dictation to type emojis. So for example, if you are telling your dictation to type angry emoji or surprised emoji, it will do that for you. Moving on to the next feature, which is a weather app. So the weather app, when we talk about it, how it looks, it doesn't look very different than how it used to. But there are certain things which have changed. It's much more detailed and much more elaborate. So if we tap on the weather forecast of any particular day, we will have the access to various weather modules like rainfall, UV index, humidity, temperature, etc. And we will have their forecast on the next 10-day basis as well. So we can tap on any of those 10 days and know what is going to be the UV index on that particular day. Isn't that great? And underneath the graph of that particular module, we also have a written text information, which is going to be a much more deeper information about what that module is about. For example, UV index will explain that we need to protect ourselves to some degree from the sun, and rainfall index will indicate that how much it's going to rain and its effect in the text form. So these are all the weather modules. I'm just gonna give you guys a quick look at all of them. You can just select any of them and know all about it and know what is going to be their status in the next 10 days. It's a very cool thing to add in a weather app for sure. And now moving on to the next feature which came with this update, which is extracting light text from the video. So I made this quick video of the box in which the croissant came, and I am going to just select the text and I can copy it. Isn't that really nice? I absolutely love this feature because it will help a lot when you have to extract notes, or I would say phone numbers or anything from the video that you have made. And we can also translate it. So for example, if I have chosen this text, I can translate it into the language which I want to. So this is French, and I can also change the language I want to translate it into. So let's choose Korean this time. And there it is. Isn't it a cool feature? So if you are traveling somewhere, this is going to be really, really helpful. And now let me show you guys that how this light text thing also works with converting your currency. So I've just written down $8 on my notebook, and I'm gonna open my camera app and let it do the scanning. And once it's scanned, I'm gonna long tap on it, and the iPhone is gonna convert it in my local currency, which is INR, and I will know that how much it's worth in my local currency. It's a really cool feature, especially when we are traveling. And now moving on to the focus modes. So we have focus modes for at least an year now, but this update comes with very cool features. So for example, I have this mode called mindfulness, and I can choose which wallpaper lock screen set to attach with it. So whenever I will choose to have that lock screen wallpaper set, that focus mode will automatically turn on, and I can also decide that which home screen pages I want to see with this focus mode and which I do not want to see. For example, I have the self-care page where I have all my self-care apps, and I will choose to have only that page visible to me whenever this focus mode is on. So let's just see that how it will look like. So I'm gonna turn on the mindfulness mode. And here we go, my lock screen is automatically changed. And if I unlock my phone, then I only have access to one page where I have all my self-care apps, and that's it. It's a very cool thing, I must agree with that. And now moving on to the more features of focus mode. We can also choose to dim our lock screen whenever we are in that particular focus mode. And let's see how it will look like. And there you go. Now our lock screen is dimmed. It's very useful when the sleep mode is on, I think. And then we're gonna swipe down and see what are the other things that we can do. We can add focus filters. So whenever that particular focus mode will be on, our phone will go in low power mode itself. And we can also choose to put filters on certain apps of our iPhones. For example, in Safari, I can choose that I will only have access to mindfulness group of web pages. So whenever I will turn on the mindfulness focus mode, and I open my Safari app, I will only have access to those internet pages which are in the category of mindfulness tab. And we can do the same thing to other system apps as well, call reminders, mails, and more. But I'm gonna skip that for now because I have already shown you that how it's gonna work. And we can also delete those filters if you want. We don't have to stick by them. It's all up to us. And now moving on to the most interesting part of the iOS 16 update, I think the second most interesting part, that is iMessages. So this year in this update, we have many stickers which are added, and this one is so cute. I absolutely love it. So these are all the new stickers, and they were very much needed, honestly. And this one is so cool, kind of savage. And then we have the old ones as well. Of course, they're gonna stick by. So I really loved the Memojis this year. They were really cool. Moving on from Memojis, we have more amazing features this year in iMessage update. And let me just type a message and show you guys how it works. So for example, I want to send my friend a text in that particular moment at least. And then I changed my mind and I'm like, no, I don't want to send it anymore. So I can just unsend my text and it will be deleted. Although the other person will get to know that I have sent something and I unsend it, but still, it was very much needed. And then we also have the option to edit our messages after we send them, just in case we have typed something wrong or there was a typo, then we can just edit it, make the correction, and then send it back again. And of course, the other person will get to know that the message is edited. But still, again, it's useful in the first place. And now I'm just gonna show you guys if we can unsend the pictures. And yes, it works with pictures as well. Although with text sending and the editing part, it works in only first 10 minutes. In messages containing pictures, I think it's quite lesser. And now we're gonna pick the element from our picture and drop it without the background. Let's see how it works. So yeah, just pick and drop, and it worked without the background. This is also something very cool because people used to pay for apps like that to remove the backgrounds. I guess that's not something which is needed anymore because iMessage will do that for you. And then we can also mark the message as unread if we don't have the time to entertain it in the moment, so that whenever we are free, we can just see what the other person has sent and then we can reply back to it. Talking about making Memojis, there are many updates in that department. For example, new hairstyles like this and this. They look very cute actually. And this one is so adorable. I think I'm gonna end up using it at some point, making a Memoji which doesn't look like me. And finally, we have an update to the lip colors as well, which was very much needed because earlier there used to be one typical brown nude lip shade and not everyone's lips look like that, and girls put lip colors as well on their lips, so we should have a variety in that, and we finally have it in iOS 16. And then we have an update to the headgear section as well. There are many new headgears added, although it's very difficult to figure out which ones are the new ones and which ones are the old ones. But definitely there has been an update to that. Some headgears are definitely easy to pick out than the other ones. For example, I'm pretty sure that I haven't seen this one before. I hope that I'm right. And let's just add some colors to it. The red and green look perfect. And I think it's a Mexican hat, although take my word with a grain of salt because I'm not sure. And yeah, these are all the headgears we have. You will need to figure out yourself that which ones are the new ones. It will be a task though. And then we have the clothing, the section in which we don't have any update. And I wish that they had some update to it because we definitely need some new clothes. I'm sure our Memojis are bored of old ones. And now the next thing which is great this year is SharePlay. Now SharePlay is one thing which was quite an amazing feature when it came up first, But this year we can also chat while watching simultaneously with someone else. For example, I'm sending my friend an invite to watch a series with me via iMessage, because if I do it via FaceTime, then we'll be on a video call or the audio call, but I don't want that. I want to text while watching that series together. So once my friend has joined and the whole SharePlay thing has started, I can chat with my friend in iMessage freely, and the SharePlay thing will keep going on in the corner of the screen. It's really great. And if I pause the movie or the series at some point for any reason, my friend's SharePlay will stop as well. He or she doesn't have to pause it themselves. It will just get paused because I have paused it. So our play will go on simultaneously. It's not like he or she will be at some other point in the series and I will be at some other point. So this feature is really, really cool. And one more thing which I noticed, it's a very small detail, but whenever we used to be on FaceTime video call, there used to be a blur effect underneath this menu tray, but it's not there anymore. It's perfectly clear now, and whatever is underneath it is completely visible. So I think it's a great detail to add. It was quite needed because our objects on the screen used to be covered underneath it. And if you want to have access to your notifications in iOS 16, just swipe up from the middle of your lock screen and you will have access to all your notifications. And if you swipe down from the right hand side, you will have access to the control center, and if you swipe down from the left hand side, then you will have access to how your lock screen looks like. And also guys, I want to tell you one thing before I just go, that in this iOS 16 the portrait mode of the camera is much better, so please try it out. There was no way to justify it in the video, and also the update is not so severe, but still I had to inform you guys. And let me know in the comments section below which feature was your favorite in the whole iOS 16 update, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!